My name is Leslie Cotton. I'm a pottery artist out of Gillette, Wyoming. Thanks for joining me as I present to you today video number 5 in my series, Glazing the Platter. In this video, we're going to start with the bisque platter, and I'm going to show you several of my techniques of how I apply glazes and the layering process involved with this to get my unique results. Before I start applying glazes to the bisqueware, I'm going to put moisture into this porous clay. Doing this allows the glazes to be applied in a much smoother way. Because I have this linear design that I need to pay attention to, I need to hand brush my glazes on at this point. I use the cotton swab to clean up any of the areas that I went out of the line. I want to emphasize the texture that I put into the clay earlier, and so I'm putting glaze deep into those crevices, and we'll use this sponge to then wipe off the top area, leaving glaze into the grooves. I'm doing the same thing in the chattering that's on the outer rim. I'm using this circular sponge to apply glazes into the circular area. Applying white, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, brown, red, teal, and 3 blacks. Now I'm going to use a syringe to start applying some glazes. While the wheel is spinning, I will squeeze out glaze. Here I'm using a rubber sucker ball to apply glazes. It allows me to have a lot of control so I can put little dots where I want them and then spin them out. Those 10 colors that I used earlier are going to be used in this process until we get this result. Now I'm moving to the back side of the platter. In the inside of that foot I had that spiral design, which I put some glaze in there and then sponged it out. And now I am applying those 10 colors that I used earlier, rings of color. Now I'm going back to spinning some colors on. The turquoise on the outside rim, and I'm going to apply some black on the inside and sponge off some areas that I want to as well. Here I'm working all those techniques till I get the desired design. Now it's time for the cover glaze. Using the syringe, I will apply a couple layers of this glaze until I get the right thickness. The glazes that I'm covering up will show through once it's fired. Now I'm cleaning up the feet with the sponge to make sure I don't get any sticking on the shelf. Now it's back to the front side. I need to stencil on this shape. So I wet the surface, put the paper stencil down, wet it, and then I'm going to put glaze inside that area. And I'll peel it off, and I have a perfect image. Now using the syringe and the brush, I'm going to apply the top glazes over the top of all of these colors. And I want to make sure that I get a good coverage. Remember, the colors underneath are going to come back through in the firing process. So we'll see all the designs that I've placed here. One last bit of cleanup. I've got to get the glaze out of those holes. So I'm going to use a drill and clean them up. Now this platter is ready to go back in the kiln for the high fire. Every time I go to open up the kiln, it's like Christmas. I'm never really sure how things are going to turn out, but it looks like this is really nice. This brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed and learned from me in this 5 segments. Please be sure to like and make comments below.